What is air pollution? Air pollution occurs when gases, dust particles, fumes or odors are introduced into the atmosphere in a way that makes it harmful to humans, animals and plants. There are two types of pollutants, primary pollutants and secondary pollutants. Primary pollutants are therefore those gases or particles that are pumped into the air to make it unclean. They include carbon monoxide from automobile cars' exhausts and sulfur dioxide from the combustion of coal. Secondary pollutants, however, are formed when pollutants in the air mix up in a chemical reaction. They form an even more dangerous chemical. Photochemical smog is an example of this, and is a secondary pollutant. Air pollution is caused by a number of factors. The emissions from industries and manufacturing activities. Have you ever seen a manufacturing company before? You will notice that there are long tubes erected high into the air, with lots of smoke and fumes coming out of it. Waste incinerators, manufacturing industries and power plants emit high levels of carbon monoxide, organic compounds, and chemicals into the air. This happens almost everywhere that people live. Petroleum refineries also release lots of hydrocarbons into the air. Burning fossil fuels is another factor, which contributes to air pollution. After the industrial age, transportation became a key part of our lives. Cars and heavy-duty trucks, trains, shipping vessels and airplanes all burn lots of fossil fuels to work. Emissions from automobile engines contain both primary and secondary pollutants. This is therefore a major cause of pollution, and one that is very difficult to manage. This is because humans rely heavily on vehicles and engines for transporting people, goods and services. Finally, the use of household and farming chemicals is another major contributor to air pollution. Crop dusting, fumigating homes, household cleaning products or painting supplies, over-the-counter pest killers and fertilizer just emit harmful chemicals into the air and cause pollution. In many cases, when we use these chemicals at home or offices with no or little ventilation, we may fall ill if we breathe them. What are the effects of air pollution? Firstly, air pollution may result in acidification. Chemical reactions involving air pollutants can create acidic compounds, which can cause harm to vegetation and buildings. Sometimes, when an air pollutant, such as sulfuric acid, combines with the water droplets that make up clouds, the water droplets become acidic, forming acid rain. When acid rain falls over an area, it can kill trees and harm animals, fish, and other wildlife. Acid rain destroys the leaves of plants. When acid rain infiltrates into soils, it changes the chemistry of the soil, making it unfit for many living things. Secondly, eutrophication is another major effect of air pollution. Rain can carry and deposit the nitrogen and some pollutants on rivers and soils. This will adversely affect the nutrients in the soil and water bodies. This can result in algae growth in lakes and water bodies, and make conditions for other living organisms harmful. Thirdly, particulate matter is another major effect of air pollution. Air pollutants can be in the form of particulate matter, which can be very harmful to our health. The level of effect usually depends on the length of time of exposure, as well the kind and concentration of chemicals and particles exposed to. Short-term effects include irritation to the eyes, nose and throat, and upper respiratory infections, such as bronchitis and pneumonia. Others include headaches, nausea, and allergic reactions. Short-term air pollution can aggravate the medical conditions of individuals with asthma and emphysema. Long-term health effects can include chronic respiratory disease, lung cancer, heart disease, and even damage to the brain, nerves, liver, or kidneys. Continual exposure to air pollution affects the lungs of growing children, and may aggravate or complicate medical conditions in the elderly. Air pollution solutions. Air pollution may be prevented through the intervention of both the government and the individual person. Governments throughout the world have already taken action against air pollution by introducing green energy. Some governments are investing in wind energy and solar energy, as well as other renewable energy, to minimize burning of fossil fuels, which cause heavy air pollution. Companies are also building more energy-efficient cars, which pollute less than before. Individuals can encourage their family to use the bus, train or bike when commuting. This will result in less cars on road and hence less fumes. Individuals can also recycle and reuse things. This will minimize the dependence of producing new things. Remember, manufacturing industries create a lot of pollution, so if we can reuse things like shopping plastic bags, clothing, paper and bottles, it can help.